What's up, you guys? I'm Nick, this is Barry, and you are watching Tyrfing Crafts. Welcome back, you guys. Alright, like I said in the last video, for this video, we are going to be going back to the style swap. Obviously, if you saw the thumbnail, you already know. But for this one, we are going to be doing two more styles. Technically, one of them is going to get a little bit more of a boost, but you'll see that later on in the end of the video. The first artist that I'm going to do, I have actually done quite a bit of work that already utilizes his style, and I enjoy his style. With that, let's go down to the table and check out the first artist, Butch Hartman. Alright, so I'm not unfamiliar with the Butch Hartman style. Truthfully, I've actually watched a lot of his videos on both the YouTube and a few other platforms. I think one of the other ones was Facebook. So working in his style, not really that difficult for me, mostly just because it's something I've done before. That being the case, for the majority of this, I may or may not have cheated just a hair and used the image that he did of Goku as my reference for the image itself. But to the most part, the body shape and positioning were more just my idea to work based off of the reference image of Gohan that I had. The choice to do one of the later attacks that you see Gohan finally pull off in the movie was a last minute decision to do in the way that I did, but truthfully, I think overall it ended up working out in my favor to do it the way that I did. As you'll see once we get further into the coloring, I did make a stylistic choice for the hair that it wasn't the best style choice in my mind, but it didn't turn out bad. And there it is, Beast Gohan, in the style of Butch Hartman. And now it's time for an awkward promo spot from today's not sponsor, Raise Energy. If you are like me, and you are constantly on the go, trying to get things done on the deadline or trying to make sure that you get all of your editing done before you drop a video, or even if you're a mom getting up early in the morning trying to get all your kids ready to go to school, or an athlete that is trying to get up early and get a good workout in before you go to work or go to school and get to going during the day. Or if you're like most people and in the middle of the day you hit a point where your body and your mind are both massively exhausted and you're needing an extra boost to keep you going, look no further than Rep Sports and Raise Energy. Over the past 2 years, I have used a variety of products from Rep Sports. The most used has been the Raise Energy line. By far, one of my favorite flavors is the Apollo. Not only for the wonderful flavor, but also for the awesome can. I have also used a variety of their products, from their pre-workout and their protein cakes to even the shaker cups, as well as a variety of shirts that I wear on a regular basis. One of the things that I have found the most rewarding from Raise Energy is the hydration formula that is already built into the energy drink itself. When you drink Raise, that 300 milligrams of caffeine definitely keeps you boosted. But unlike with other energy drinks, that hydration formula keeps you from having that really groggy, dehydrated feeling that comes after that boost starts to wear down, as well as it doesn't have the crash that comes at the end of that boost wearing off completely. Another thing that I find rewarding is the fact that it has 0 sugars, 0 dyes, and is all around delicious. There have been a couple of flavors that honestly weren't my preferred flavor, but other people did enjoy them, so that was a plus. On their website, there are 14 different flavors that you can try of the Raise Energy, and if you don't know which flavors you want to try, there are 3 different variety packs. With that, you can also look at all of the pre-workouts or even the hyper sleep, which is meant to give you a more well-rounded, restful sleep throughout the night. If you find that interesting and you want to check it out, go over to repsports.com. I will leave a description or a link in the description below. And then whenever you've checked out all their products, whenever you go to check out, in the discount code, use the discount code Tyrfing Crafts to get a 15% discount on your order. With that being said, let's go ahead and kick back down to the table and carry on. Genndy Tatratkovsky. Okay, so this one was a lot more difficult for me. Most of my issues actually stemmed from the fact that I'm not quite used to drawing simplistically. I noticed that the more simplistic things appear to be, the more difficulty I have with it. The majority of the referencing for this image specifically was from a few Samurai Jack images, as well as a Luke Cage comic that Genndy Tatratkovsky had done. truthfully, I'm actually quite surprised that I have managed to not butcher his name 3 times in a row. So, that's a plus. But Tatratkovsky's style is a lot more in depth than I realized initially. Most of what I ended up doing for this piece was done in a way where it was very simple, and all of the lines kind of flow one into the next line, and it didn't feel like it had the cohesion that Tatratkovsky's other works had. And so once all was said and done, after adjusting out of the initial pose that I was going for, I was left with a massive blank space that I had to fill. So, in order to fill it, I added Piccolo, because who better to add to a piece that had Gohan in it? Especially when those are the 2 main characters of the Dragon Ball superhero movie. The inking, I tried to keep as clean of lines as I could get in it. I felt like that would be the best way to go about it. The coloring, however, was what ended up being the, I don't want to say hardest, but not exactly the easiest for me, because a lot of, at the time, the stuff that I had looked at and referenced, a lot of the colors were desaturated, or not desaturated, but were more monotoned, with very little shading, very little gradation between the colors within the piece of fabric or within the skin, that as I looked after the fact, I started realizing that that was not the case at all. Tatratkovsky does actually shade quite a bit of his work, and it's in the way that he shades it that I ended up finding the most interesting, and you'll see that in a few minutes as we get to my redemption piece. Okay, like I said, I wasn't as proud of how this one ended up becoming. Truthfully, Gohan's mouth kind of bugged me. So, I decided that doing a redemption piece was probably the best idea. Mostly because I knew that after looking at a few more pieces that I could pull off Tatratkovsky's style without completely butchering it. So for this piece, I actually ended up looking at some images from Primal and from Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the stuff that Tatratkovsky had done, and ended up using Anakin Skywalker as sort of the basis to work off of for Gohan himself. Now, I don't end up coloring or videotaping the coloring, mostly because I just completely forgot to. But in a moment, I went with Super Saiyan instead of regular, but I still thought it turned out pretty good looking. Alright, you guys, there you have it. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I'm definitely proud of how both of these turned out. I'm more proud of how this one turned out over that one right there. But I definitely had to redeem myself because I didn't feel like that one turned out as good as it could have. That being the case, truthfully, I'm still happy with the Butch Hartman one. And I look forward to doing more. With that, if you have enjoyed the video, remember to hit the like button and subscribe for all sorts of awkward artistic chaos. If you've done that and you want to check out more stuff, come check us out over on Facebook at Tyrfing Crafts, Handcrafted Arts and Gaming. And then if you've done both of those and you want to help support the channel, check us out over on Patreon at patreon.com/Tyrfing Crafts. With that being said, you guys have a great one. I'll catch you all next time.